Great to see you all this morning. Welcome to Houston Oasis. We are a compassionate community, grounded in reason and celebrating the human experience, and we're glad that you're here, part of it this morning. Part of the human experience is live music, which we do every week, bringing you some of the best live musicians in the state of Texas week after week. And today we have an extremely special treat in that we have our very good friends Smythe and Taylor, of course, TC Smythe. Yeah, this is... TC, of course, is our music coordinator here, and she lines up the artists for us every week. Gary Taylor lived in Houston for a long time, now lives in Colorado, so it's really great to have him in town from Colorado and to hear them be able to perform together. And they've played many times here, so they need no real introduction other than I'm just going to turn it over. Let's give a warm welcome to Houston Oasis to Smythe and Taylor.
5 foot 2, eyes of blue. Oh, what those 5 feet can do. Has anybody seen my gal? Turned up nose, rolled down nose, never had no other bows. Anybody seen my
gal? Covered with fur, diamond rings, and all those things. You bet your life it isn't her. Now could she love, could she coo, could she coo? Has anybody seen my gal? Oh, what do you think about that?
6 foot 3, eyes of green, cutest face I've ever seen. Has anybody seen my man? Turned up brim, nice and slim, never seen a one like him. Has anybody seen my man? If you see a 6 foot 3 biding his time, buying drinks for other gals, you can bet your life his ass is mine. Could he run? Could he jump? Could he have a bigger lump? Has anybody seen my man?
5 foot 2, eyes of blue. Oh, what those 5 feet can do. Has anybody seen my gal? Turned up nose, rolled down hose, never had no other beaux. Has anybody seen my gal? Now if you run into a 5 foot 2 covered with fur, diamond rings and all those things, you bet your life it isn't her. Now could she run? Could she jump? Could she coo? Has anybody seen my? Has anybody seen my? Has anybody seen my gal? We are doing our musical thing today is all about humor in art. On the musical side, we're playing off Dennis here. That song, the 5 foot 2, had just one verse that we know of, so TC wrote that second verse. It was kind of a humorous thing. There are not many musicians who've made it doing only humorous music. Tom Lehrer in the 60s, the piano player, did that. Weird Al Yankovic has made a living on doing parodies. Victor Borge on the classical side is very well known. But humor's tough because what's funny to somebody is not funny to somebody else. And I personally find blue humor grating, sexist humor, racist humor, and so here's one. We're going to test the group out here.
We're going to see if we can divide the room.
This is an Emily Kate song, and I think it's extremely clever, and it makes fun of a group.
So,
and the reason I think the reason it works is it's in the first person. So I'm talking about myself here.
Now, if you see someone like described in this song, it would be good. Don't point and laugh. All right, they're here. They're in here with you. Be nice.
My daddy was a man of letters. My mama was the head of state. But when they got their chromosomes together, they gave me all of their recessive traits. I'm an embarrassment to evolution. My disposition was unstable and cruel. My blood's a catastrophic blend, 'cause I'm from the shallow end of the gene pool. My IQ is a negative number. I got a sense of humor no one can stand. My development was seriously encumbered by playing music with the Smythe Taylor Band. I'm a social director's nightmare. At dinner parties I just babble and drool. It's not easy making friends when you're from the shallow end of the gene pool. I'm from the shallow end of the gene pool. My x-rays make the doctors laugh. And when they got my EEG waves, well, it wasn't even on the graph. Biological research is booming. They're making breakthroughs like you would not believe. They say genetic engineering in humans may someday soon be a reality. I'm gonna get me a DNA transplant. They're gonna rearrange my molecules. Some natural laws will have to bend to get me from the shallow end of the gene pool. From the shallow end of the gene pool. From the shallow end of the gene pool.
And that's why Billy Joe McAllister jumped off the Tallahatchie Bridge.
No, thanks. Hey, I really enjoyed the talk on the golden ratio. As a former paleontologist, seeing the chambered nautilus, we used to use that all the time and that was a lot of years ago. And great to see Helen and Rhonda and Spence. I didn't know there was going to be royalty today. So continuing with our humor, this is just a quirky song.
And we're going to divide the room into 6 or 8 pieces with this one.
I went to a party at the UN. It was the weirdest place I've ever been. I'm gonna tell you who was there. I'm gonna say even if you don't care. There were Haitians on vacation, Frenchmen with henchmen, Brits eating grits, and Celts eating smelts. A couple of Rebs reading books by Trotsky, with co-eds and stretch pants who swore they did not ski. And everybody had a pretty good time. There were Peruvian beauties neglecting their duties, Danes eating Danish, singing the blues. Israelis with ukuleles formed a dance band. Watusis got up and danced the American, and everybody had a pretty good time. So if you go down to the UN, be prepared to make a lot of new friends. It's such a happy community. Everybody's got diplomatic immunity. You'll see Incas and Aztecs, outcasts and bad checks, and big checks with no necks, talking nothing but sex. Wanna make a hit with that pretty Estonian, bring her back a platter of cheese and bologna, and everybody had a pretty good time. Everybody. You'll see Incas and Aztecs, outcasts and bad checks, and big checks with no necks, talking nothing but sex. Wanna make a hit with that pretty Estonian, bring her back a platter of cheese and bologna, and everybody had a pretty good time.
Everybody.
So, as a songwriter, I have to appreciate somebody who can rhyme Estonia with bologna and. All right, here's a song from the 60s. My brother and I, when we were 6 and 8, both played ukuleles, and this was one of our songs. And this was probably, political correctness was not so much back then.
Ooh,
so, and the reason I think this one still works is because we're obviously kidding, and...
well, they only had the one party back then,
yeah.
right?
And the the animal wins in the end. So. Meow, meow, meow now. Just like everybody, you've got troubles of your own. But let me tell you, mister, of a sorrow I have known. I had an old gray cat that I couldn't bear to keep. He spent the nights a-howling and he wouldn't let me sleep. So I put him in a box and I tied it up quite well. I had some fellas help me and I paid them not to tell. We put him in a boxcar on the westbound 710. That train pulled away and was never seen again. But the cat came back the very next day. The cat came back and he wouldn't stay away. Meow, kitty, meow, so pretty, meow, such a pity, but the cat came back. So we took him to the harbor and we put him on a ship. We bid him bon voyage for that oceanic trip. The captain was obliging and glad to help us out. We tied him to the anchor so that there would be no doubt. Well, we heard the sad report of that mighty storm at sea, and though it may sound heartless, I was happy as could be. The paper said the ship went down beneath a mighty gale, and not a single soul was left to tell the tragic tale. But the cat came back the very next day. The cat came back and he wouldn't stay away. Meow, kitty, meow, so pretty, meow, such a pity, but the cat came back. So we gave him to a scientist destined for the moon. The cat was used for ballast in an outer space balloon. I guess you know what happened, that balloon is up there still. And early that next morning, guess what came across the hill? Now everyone in town was sworn to shoot that cat on sight. With that crazy cat around, you couldn't sleep at night. We even formed a posse just to hunt that critter down. You could hear the guns a-blazing as we ran him out of town. But the cat came back the very next day. The cat came back and he wouldn't stay away. Meow, kitty, meow, so pretty, meow, such a pity, but the cat came back. Here's the moral to our story when looking for a friend. If you get an old gray cat, he's yours until the end. You'll never drive him off, no matter what you do. Just bear in mind this dreadful tale that we have told to you. Yes, the cat came back the very next day. The cat came back and he wouldn't stay away. Meow, kitty, meow, so pretty, meow, such a pity, but the cat came back. Meow. Oh, thank you. Oh, keeping with the humor theme, we hope.
And especially since the hat's going around, this is particularly relevant.
This is perfect. So this is a song about when you're thinking about what works in where. This song is about heaven. And you wonder how that's going to work here, but this works a lot better here than in the Baptist church. So. One day, not many years from now, I'll take that final trip, float on into heaven, give gravity the slip. All my earthly duties will be tied up in a bow, but I'm taking it with me when I go. Yes, I'm taking it with me when I go. Look behind my hearse, you'll see a trailer rolling slow. Well, I spent all of my lifetime collecting all that stuff, so I'm taking it with me when I go.
You don't need that money, just leave it here.
Well, I'll ride on into heaven in my caddy coupe de ville. The angels at the pearly gates, they should get quite a thrill. St. Pete will say to me, son, hey, that is one sweet ride. and it goes well with that blonde that's sitting by your side. I said I'm taking it with me when I go. Look behind my hearse, you'll see a trailer rolling slow. Well, I spent all of my lifetime collecting all that stuff, so I'm taking it with me when I go. Have a case of Heineken right there in the trunk. Well, I've spent my whole life in these bars, I ain't some kind of monk. And when they see me roll it out, they all will sing and dance. Well, there must be beer in heaven, but hey, why take the chance? So I'm taking it with me when I go. Look behind my hearse, you'll see a trailer rolling slow. Well, I spent all of my lifetime collecting all that stuff, so I'm taking it with me when I go. I'll pack up this old Martin for my trip up to the stars. Well, I've had this guitar all my life from Spain to Zanzibar. Well, I'll be a savior in the sky with that earthly souvenir. You know, heart music, it must get old after 1,000 years, so I'm taking it with me when I go. Look behind my hearse, you'll see a trailer rolling slow. Well, I spent all of my lifetime collecting all that stuff, so I'm taking it with me when I go. Tears will be shed, and it will be both short and sweet, just 2 lines will be read. Well, I hope you will not hold your breath as I decompose, 'cause I'm taking it with me when I go. Yes, I'm taking it with me when I go. You'll see a trailer rolling slow. Well, I spent all of my lifetime collecting all that stuff, so I'm taking it with me when I go. Yes, I'm taking it with me when I go. Yes, I'm taking it with me when I go. Oh, thanks a lot.